Hey guys, we finally got some news for Battlefield 2042, and before I get into this, I gotta give you my experience with the game at release and throughout the past couple of months. I pre-ordered the game, I bought the Ultimate Edition. The game came out, I enjoyed playing it. I thought the game felt very much like Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4 especially, right? I enjoyed it for that. I especially enjoyed the modern, slight futuristic setting. I That's my favorite type of era to play in Battlefield. So Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 2042, right? I wasn't a big fan of like World War 2, World War 1, whatever, right? But Battlefield 2042 really did for me. I really did enjoy it. I didn't have many problems at the beginning besides stuff like lag maybe a bit here and there, just a couple of bugs, but those got fixed. I didn't care too much for the weapons. I had no problem with the specialists. I think they're okay because in the end you still play your class anyway, the one you want, just like before. People were saying you see like 4 McKays at the same time. It doesn't matter. You used to see like 4 assaults at the same time back in like Battlefield 4 as well, or all the other battlefields. So that didn't really change for me. Oh my god, but they have like different gadgets, and it doesn't encourage team play bullshit. Nobody's playing in teams even back then. I know I've been playing Battlefield since Battlefield 3. I'm putting some real time into these games, okay? So I read like Reddit. People, they say like all these things, which they have some valid points as well, right? So when I first played the game, I enjoyed it. I started reading Reddit, and I'm like, okay, like they make a complaint here, I'm like, that makes sense. They make another one, I'm like, that makes sense. No scoreboard, low amount of weapons. Some people didn't like the specialists. I didn't care. The music is weird. The sound effects are weird. A lot of like details are missing. So by keeping Reddit and keep reading Reddit, I'm like, you know what? People do have some good points. There's a lot of stuff missing. The maps, right? They're very like wide open. So that wasn't very fun. So I gotta give credit to the fans. They do have some valid points. I personally don't hate the game, but people do have some valid points when it comes to Battlefield 2042. It didn't deliver, and it didn't have the same amount of polish that something like Battlefield 1 had, which was amazing, right? With that said, let's see what's up. Battlefield briefing, the journey to season 1. And by the way, until now, we had like no communication whatsoever. I mean, DICE went silent, man. They went quiet. Because again, if you read the Reddit for this game, it's on fire. Like 24/7, it's on fire, right? So it says, you waited patiently to hear from us on what we're doing to address the issues with Battlefield 2042 that you have told us about, and the direction you can expect to see us take in the months ahead. Today we're stating our team's commitment to bring the game up to the highest standards that we all hold for the franchise. I mean, you guys lost a lot of like fans with this. Highest standards? If you look at some of the comparisons between this game and a game like Battlefield 3, which came out 10 years ago, I mean, it's rough, man. It's rough. We have heard you. So then why did you say something? I guess they did. So we are heavily invested and committed to the future of Battlefield 2042, working on taking action on multiple fronts to address feedback and implement extensive fixes to the game, key features that are important to you, and getting team play where it needs to be. And this comes from EA.com, by the way, so it's super official. We have to make some big decisions to ensure that our next set of updates can be focused on delivering these improvements, with the most substantial one being to move the release date of our first season to early summer. This decision gives us time to focus on everything the Battlefield 2042 experience while finalizing the development of our seasonal content to ensure that it all reaches our standard for quality. So first of all, this is huge, okay? They didn't say nothing for the first season, or if they did, I think it was just like rumors that the first season was gonna come out in March, right? And now they even say it here. We decided to move the release date to summer. So here's what I think happened. I think they had some ideas what they're gonna come up with for the first season. Maybe they said something like, okay, we're gonna make a new map. I think that's what they said, like new map, new specialist, a couple of guns, skins, whatever, right? But the fans are so mad with the game at the moment that I think that's not enough. I think whatever they had planned for March, if they were to like announce it today, people would freaking rage at them because it's probably like that's all it is. That's what you're getting. You're getting one map, one specialist, a couple of guns, 4 guns, 10 skins, no, 4 free skins, 20 skins that you gotta buy, and the next update will be like in December of 2022, right? People have been pissed. People have been pissed about that, right? So they said, you know what? Let's take some more time. Let's give them at least like 2 maps or something for season 1, right? Let's give them at least like 8 guns. Let's give them at least like 2 specialists. We gotta like double our efforts because at the moment, whatever they had in store, I'm sure it wasn't enough, and the people would have been mad. Yeah, that's definitely it. That's definitely it. And you know what the thing is? You know what the whole problem is that when the game was released, I think the people at DICE, I really think they think they did a good job, right? So they got the game done, they released it like, oh yeah, this game is perfect, the fans are gonna love it, it's gonna be just as good as Battlefield 4 and whatnot. But then they saw Reddit and they saw the fans being angry, and by the way, the game lost a lot of players ever since it was released. And I think that's when they realized, like, hold on a second, I think we might have fucked up. I think we fucked up because people don't like the game at all. Why? Let's see what they say on Reddit. Let's see what they say online. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, wow, we didn't think about that. We didn't think about this. We didn't know that we didn't know that people didn't want specialists. We didn't know that people don't enjoy the music. We didn't know that people don't enjoy the maps. We had no idea. By the way, one of the things I would do for like the seasons, you got like 4 seasons. I think that's what they're gonna mention up coming in the next paragraph. I think they got 4 seasons planned, right? I say, DICE, if you're listening to this, take 2 of the current maps per season and heavily modify them. Add cover, keep them big, keep them 128 players, that's fine, but add more cover and make them much more interesting. You know, it's not fun and it's not interesting to like run in an empty house, and when I mean empty, it's like it's completely empty. It's just like walls. There's nothing inside it. Like walls and like a ladder in a corner. Like really, like that's it. It's pretty bad. Take something like Hourglass and like heavily work on that map. Do 2 maps per season. I'm sure people are gonna be super happy about it. On top of the 2 new maps, which are up to standard. So, anyways, upcoming updates. Here's a snapshot of the features we're bringing to the game as soon as possible. Scoreboard, which, oh my god, like this is like some insane shit. But hold on a sec, I'll get to this. In our next update, we'll be adding a refreshed in-round scoreboard alongside further changes we worked on since the holidays. This will be an ongoing evolution from what was shown in the work in progress we shared recently, which I've seen. Which is like the scoreboard, people weren't happy. It didn't show like deaths, I think it just showed like how many kills you got. And a bunch of like assists and revives, I think. And objective score. We have heard your feedback around including 2 tables and separating your own team versus the enemy. That's good, like all the Battlefield games. And we are working on incorporating that for the release. KD scoring and end of round reporting also be coming in a future update. Wait, so this is a different update for the KD? In our next update, and this is the future update. Oh shit. So yeah, so this should have been in the game since day one. I don't know how an FPS, I have never heard of an FPS, a multiplayer FPS, not having a scoreboard in game. That's just insane crazy because you're playing the game. Are you doing good? I don't know. Are you doing better than everybody else? Are you doing bad? I don't know. I'm 4 kills, 8 deaths. Is that a good thing? How do I compare to everybody else? I don't know. Maybe there's a guy with like 50 kills and 1 death. That guy's doing good, but you don't know that. You have no idea how everybody else is doing. And I don't know why they did it. You know, in a lot of games, I feel like they're approaching this kind of like, this is like kind of like the future. It's slowly creeping in. I'll tell you why. Because they don't want players, perhaps like have like bad scores, to feel bad. And that's mostly casuals, right? Usually you play like a online FPS, multiplayer FPS, you always have those guys who like play the game like 24/7 and they're like first like in every single game with like 1,000,000 kills and like 0 deaths. And then you have the casual player who plays like 2 hours a week who's like 2 kills, 80 deaths or something. I'm exaggerating, but you know, something crazy like that, right? So that player, when he sees that, they feel demoralized, they feel depressed, they stop playing the game, and if they stop playing the games, they're not buying skins, and if they're not buying skins, then EA is not making money, or any other company. So what they do, or what they think the right idea was, you know what? Let's remove the scoreboard. Like this, nobody knows about it. Like this, everybody's happy, which in turn pretty much pushed everybody else off the game. You know what I'm saying? So instead of like gaining like that 5-10% of the extra casual players for the skins, you lost like 90% of your player base. Not just the scoreboard, like everything else combined, right? Because you know, Battlefield 2042, you know what it is? It's like it's small problems here and there. overall, I think the game is okay, but there's like small details here and there that just kind of like keep adding, 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 and eventually you just get tired of the game and you're annoyed. And like again, this is one of them. Just scoreboard. It's basic, man. It's like I don't know. It's so obvious, you know. It's like a company releasing a game and then 4 months later going to the public. Oh yeah, guys. By the way, we didn't add sound in the game yet. We didn't know that you guys wanted it, but we'll add sound in a future update because I didn't know that you guys wanted sound in the game. It's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Online multiplayer FPS scoreboard, for fuck's sakes. All platform voice communication, VoIP. The arrival of voice communication is just the start of the improvements we're bringing to enhance team play and communications. And by the way, this was very required for Hazard Zone, which nobody plays. And I actually did play a bit of Hazard Zone. And I gotta say, if you actually get like really invested in the gameplay, it's really, really good. You have these huge maps. You have your squads of 4, and it's very tactical. You have to be like very careful how you move. It's very cool. It looks really nice because, you know, the graphics are really good in Battlefield 2042. It looks really good, but you have like no communication, right? So it's kind of like useless, right? Player profile, giving a better overview of your career on the battlefield and how far you have to go for your next unlock. We kind of like already had this. At the end of each round, you gain XP and it shows your level and whatnot and how much you're gonna get to until the next level. I don't care much about this, but these two, I think these are kind of like basic functions of a multiplayer FPS, and it just wasn't there. Especially the scoreboard, man. I don't understand. I mean, I understand. I told you guys why, but at the same time, like, I don't know, have like a option in the menu, disable scoreboard. Like, what's the big deal? Also, that was also the thing with the alt chat, right? You cannot chat against the enemy. You cannot chat with them. Why? Because toxic environment. But that's kind of like the fun of it, right? That's what like attracts people, you know. But and how should I put it? Don't just remove it from the game. Don't remove it. Add an option. Hey, listen. Do you hate when the enemy team speaks to you? Or do you hate when, like, whatever happens? Then turn it off. Do you hate people swearing in chat? Turn it off. But now everything's, like, censored. You can't even type some words because they come up censored. People type in sentences and, like, half the words are censored because God knows what the hell they're trying to say. And not even bad words, but the way the system works, they're banning words and whatnot, right? So just have options. Do you want a scoreboard? Does the scoreboard trigger you? Turn it off. Or start the game with it turned off. And if you want to see the scoreboard, turn it on. Does all chat trigger you? Turn it off. Does swearing in chat trigger you? Turn it off. It gives us options. Don't just remove stuff away from it, right? Because when you remove stuff that's been there for like years and years and years, people get pissed about it. That's all it is. Give them an option. You don't want it, like, it's fine. You don't have to, like, you know, endure people like calling you, dropping F-bombs in chat. That's fine. You know, sometimes you get home, you're tired. You don't feel like hearing some kid yelling at you like over voice communication, right? So you have the option turning it off. That's what it should be. There should be options, not automatic like removals of something, right? But again, like I told you, it's all psychological. You remove these things, and by doing so, people don't get as mad. People don't quit the game. They keep playing. They keep paying for skins. Unfortunately, when you add everything else at the moment, it sucks. See, if the game would have been good, damn, I'm rambling a lot on this. Holy shit, I'm very passionate about this. If the game would have been good, if Battlefield 2042 would have been something like Battlefield 1, right, with the presentation and everything else, a scoreboard wouldn't have mattered as much. Communication wouldn't have mattered. People wouldn't have like cared that much about it. But since every part of the game has something going against it, then you're stuck with like people raging about scoreboards and communication and whatnot, right? And that's what it is. Anyways, for team play, you can expect us to incorporate a clearer, tighter squad loop, a refined ping system. People wanted a 8-man squads. I think that's not a bad idea. Maybe a bit too much. I don't know, 6-man squads? But then you gotta end up like 120 players, so that doesn't work. Yeah, it does. 20 squads, 6 times 20. 120. 6-player squads, I think would have been better. I think that would have made a lot more sense. A refined ping system, I mean, I don't think I've seen people pinging at all. I mean, at this point, it's like kind of useless. Everything's like automatic. You don't have to ping like enemies anymore, which is good. Which is a good thing. This could be good for like Hazard Zone, but if you have like voice communication, this is whatever. It's not that whatever. I haven't really seen anybody call for this really. And an improved reward loop for when you and your squad play the objective. Oh? Like what? Like Battlefield 4 was it? Where you get like extra power-ups and shit, like Battlefield 5, where you just get up like straight up like B1 bombs and whatnot. Rockets, what was it called? The B1 was it? B2. Gunplay will continue to receive feedback-based improvements too. Again, I personally don't see anything wrong with the game with the gunplay in Battlefield 2042. Some people had problems with like spread and bloom and whatnot. I personally didn't. For me, I never had those issues, so I think the gunplay pretty much feels just like any Battlefield game, and I'm okay with that. Portal remains an integral part of the game and will continue to expand its tools, modes, and tweak player experience gains. Finally, we have a team analyzing specialists and working on them. Hold on. We're not quite ready to talk about actions we'll be taking, but as soon as we are, you'll hear from us. They're not removing specialists. You know, I see like again on the Reddit, like remove specialists, remove specialists. They're not gonna remove specialists. You can like die on that hill. They're never gonna do it. And again, I have no problem with specialists. Give me more options. I'm okay with that. There's some cringe lines, whatever, but again, it's not the end of the world. Like some people, it's like, oh my god, they killed my kid and my dog, and because the angel said, don't be sad, you know, it's like whatever. It's not a big deal. I mean, I get it. I get why people are pissed. It's supposed to be like a super serious environment, and these people are like, you know, like they're joking about shit left and right. I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, it's really just Angel and McKay who are like super excited to be in like World War III here, right? But everybody else, they're fairly like chill about it, you know. However, when it comes to specialists, they need some serious buffs and nerfs, right? So first of all, something like Rao, nobody plays Rao because his abilities are so useless and like so slow. You're supposed to like hack people, which like you're not using a gun. You're like looking at them for like 5 seconds to try to get into like to hack them. You know, you just get shot in the meantime. The enemy can see where the hack is coming from. It's like so bad. And then you have stuff like who was it? The squirrel girl. Shit, I forgot her name. Angel, for example, who's like a jack of all trades, or I can't believe I forgot the girl's name. The flying girl. Damn it. Yeah, I forgot her name. Her, who like everybody plays because you know you can move so fast through the battlefield. Maybe they need some nerfs. Rao needs some buffs. I play Pyke, so I'm very happy with that. With her moves, her wall hacks. I play very close quarters, so for me it's perfect. A new feedback loop. We're committed to pushing up the quality of the game. That's good. Both through our updates and how rapidly we will respond to critical issues in live environment. I think so far they've been doing okay. I mean, there's like a lot of bugs that released and they fixed them fairly fast. That was okay, but then they went on vacation and that was, you know, that was bad. But you know, people gotta take vacation, right? If that's what it's in their contract, it's in their contract. We're also going to clarify the direction we're taking and what's motivating our decisions to bring improvements to the game. So expect to get more insight as we expand our extending feedback loops to involve you, our players, more directly. Just don't go on Reddit, guys, because you're gonna get destroyed on Reddit. Here's the thing, though. Here's the problem with this. So if you remember Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 5, right? These games were... How should I put it? They had some big plans for these games, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, they cut all support for them. Battlefront 2 lasted a bit longer, but Battlefield 5, just when it was getting good and it was getting better and better with like, you know, the Pacific expansion, was the Pacific? Like, people are like, oh my god, like now it feels like Battlefield, you know, like it feels good, because you know Battlefield 5 got a lot of hate too. It feels like Battlefield, it feels good, yeah, now we're gonna play the game, oh my god, these maps are amazing. And then like EA was like, DICE was like, yeah, so anyways, we're gonna stop working on Battlefield 5, because we got like a new Battlefield game in the works. And people were like, yo, what the hell, the game just started getting good, why are you guys stopping support? Probably because they're not making enough money on it. But then people said, you know what, they're working on a new Battlefield, so maybe it's for the best, and then you come out Battlefield 2042, and that's a problem, and it gets complicated. Our team has identified several areas we're targeting for improvements. This is how we will be incorporating your feedback going forward. We'll present specific major focus areas to you along with our current thinking, detailing where we're planning to make changes. We'll then take the time to observe and listen to the conversations that you're going to have about the area of concern and our proposals for adjustment. Later, you'll hear from us on the topic again, but this time your feedback will have been factored into our consideration and guided the decisions made for improvements. So this could be good, this could be bad. Not all, for example, if you go on Reddit, people have issues. Some of them are very valid, all right? Some of them are very valid, but some of the complaints are really bad, man. They're like, what the hell are you people doing? There's some people out there who just want like Battlefield 4 reskinned. Like, no, I played Battlefield 4. I want something new. That's what Specialist does it for me. You know, it's like something new. Work on the maps. Give us more guns. Give us scoreboard. Give us voice communication. Give us better balanced specialists, right? But then you have some people. It's like, yeah, I want 64 players. Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, because 64 players. No, 64 players. I don't want to go back to 64. I tasted 128. I cannot go back to 64. I do enjoy the mayhem of 128. If the maps are better, then you enjoy it as well. That is the solution. Better maps. Not going back to 64 players. For God's sakes, we have the technology. Remember how excited people were when it was announced 128 players? People were freaking out. Myself included. I'm like, 128? Oh my God. Knowing that those Battlefield moments are going to be insane. And that's what it was. Personally, I had like some insane moments with 128 players. It changes the gameplay a bit because you can't really one-man army everything no more because you're going to be surrounded by 20 players, but that's what's fun about it. It's fun seeing different battles happen on different places on the map. 64 players, it was always the same locations. Everybody would converge on the same locations. Everybody would fight over the same locations. Battlefield 2042, 128 players. You see, like, if you look at the map, you see your squad might be split up. You have like 2 of your guys fighting like somewhere on the map. 2 other guys, one other guy fighting somewhere else. You can switch between your group. You can go fight like on a different battlefield, let's say, within the map. And that's pretty cool, right? Now, eventually, you learn your zones. You know where you're gonna stick by according to your play style. And again, it's map design. It's bad. If it would have been better, because some points like on that Antarctica map, like point, I forgot, it was D or something up in the mountains. That's like nobody even goes there. What is the point of that? Just rework the map, make it like more interesting, right? That point would have been good for an AC-130, like in Battlefield 4 expansion, where some points are like very remote, but if you get them, like, it gives you like a big reward, right? But again, I don't want to go back to 64 players. I don't want like a Battlefield 4 reskin. I want something new, right? So they should listen to something, but they shouldn't like completely cave in to the demands of the public, because again, some of the demands that I've seen are insanely like, they don't make any sense. People are just like desperate to come up with something new, and like they don't make any sense. So have a vision, guys, and take guidance from the community, but don't take the community's vision. Have your vision, take guidance, come up with a plan. Yo, is this good? If the community tells you no, they might have a point, right? If everybody like tells you no, they might have a point, right? Like, hey guys, should we not put scoreboards in Battlefield 2042? Everybody's gonna tell you no, right? So don't be stupid about it, but at the same time, keep a vision of your game, right? Make it like, again, work on the tone, make it more serious. I don't know. Change some of the voice lines. It's a start. These conversations will be centralized and accessible here on the Battlefield website and summarized across our channels. Also, I don't believe too much in this. This is like pure like, yeah, we'll listen to the fans and we're gonna do what the fans want, which is like, nobody does that, okay? They're gonna listen to you. Okay, yes, I understand. Like, this is how it works. Hey guys, this is how it works so far, right? And we've seen this from DICE before, right? Guys, we're gonna give you specialists instead of like, no, sorry. Guys, we're gonna give you like we're not gonna give you a scoreboard. Everybody's like, no, don't. We want the scoreboard. We want a scoreboard. And what does DICE do? They don't give you a scoreboard. They're like, yeah, we listened to you guys, and we decided not to give you a scoreboard. But like, everybody wanted the scoreboard, and then now they gotta pay for their mistake, right? But they don't listen that much to feedback, I think. So I don't really trust this to begin with when it comes to games. Later this month, this progress will kick off with one of our key focused areas, map design. Oh, hold on. We want to outline to you our vision for how we're going to approach and factor in our new maps and enhancements. New maps or new map enhancements to the gameplay experience by addressing feedback on openness and lack of covering key. Hey, there you go. This is perfect. And they've done it before. If you guys remember in Battlefield 5, there was a map that has some very large fields, and they did work some trenches in it and whatnot. It wasn't like major, I think they gotta do way more in Battlefield 2042, but at least they know what's up. Openness and lack of cover, which again, I don't know how this like got past testing, and it's just insane, really. Big topics like map design will be loud and broadly shared, but for more nuanced area of the game, such as portal logic, we may have those conversations on smaller scales. That's fine. So this is good to consult the community. For maps, I agree 100%. The important part here is that all these conversations will happen publicly and with everyone invited to take part. Yeah, you're gonna post it like on a website. Nobody's gonna take part in it. Like you're just gonna like read it. You're gonna make a video of it, like I'm doing right now, and that's it. That'll be my contribution to which like nobody listens, right? So fuck it, right? Again, this is just like corporate talk. I don't believe this. Some of these feedback loops will be cover bigger areas from than others, and some loops will take longer to complete and realize in the game than others. That's not an indication of how we might prioritize issues of the game, but a reflection on the nature of game development. Changes to our maps and core gameplay will take time. This worries me. They're basically saying like, yeah, listen, we got some ideas for maps. Expect to see them in 2023. Until then, I don't know. Fuck yourself. I don't know what to tell you. And that's what it is. It's gonna take some time. So again, this just feels like DICE thinking they had the best game in the world. They released it, and then people were pissed, and they're like, "But why? But why? You guys don't like open maps? You guys don't like open fields, no cover? I thought that's what you guys wanted. Didn't you guys like Armored Kill? Was it in Battlefield 3 or 4? Which was like the most horrible maps ever? Didn't you guys like that nobody played? Like, I don't know, man. Our commitment is to explain our reasoning behind future decisions and to make sure you understand where we stand on your feedback. We want you to see more of the big picture of where we're going and incorporate more what we already are hearing to ensure that our work is meaningful to you. We'll start this process ahead of the launch of our next update. We'll read about it here on our website. Then we start with these conversations. If you're already following Battlefield across, blah blah blah, you will miss when we do. So here's the problem. DICE released the game. They went on a vacation a month later, and they haven't spoken about anything since. There's been for a month, it was dead silence. And now we're supposed to believe that, oh yeah, in the future, guys, talk with you every single day. We'll check up on you, and we're gonna have conversations nonstop to bullshit. Number one, either it's bullshit. I don't believe in 1 second, or they're actually on the positive side, they're actually you know what, we got to do something huge here, and let's actually stick to what we're saying in this update. But again, going by what DICE has worked so far, I don't really believe it, because again, just like gaming in general, if you're not an indie company, you're not gonna disclose your plans and whatnot on a constant basis to the public. So I think this is a bit bullshit. This is a lot of corporate talk, a lot of bullshit in this. I don't believe this that much. I hope I'm wrong. It'll be a huge thing for DICE if they were actually oh, this is true. Yeah, actually, I think it would gain back the trust of a lot of fans, because at the moment, the fans for Battlefield are pissed, man. And this could hurt the brand. Looking ahead to Season 1. When Season 1 arrives in early summer, which is so far away, man. Now that I think about it. That's in 5 months. The hell am I supposed to do until 5 months? That's my problem at the moment. I played Battlefield a lot. I got 100 something hours in it. But there's nothing else to do right now. There's nothing to unlock. There's nothing. Oh, and by the way, unlocking. They should give something new for every S001, 002, 003. Kind of like Call of Duty does with the prestige modes. But so far, you get S001. You get nothing. You get S001 next to your name, which if you don't know, it's kind of like the after level 99. So they gotta do something for. At the same time, they gotta do something for the more hardcore players, I find, because at the moment, I log in, I get the weekly mission, which I finish in half an hour, and then I log off because I don't play until next week, because I already seen all the maps, I already seen all the guns. I'm done. Nothing else to do, right? Nobody plays Hazard Zone, Portal. Got bored pretty fast, so yeah. So when Season 1 arrives in early summer, it will mark the start of a year where we'll deliver 4 seasons. Okay, there we go. That's what I read before. 4 seasons, 4 new specialists, and new locations along with more completely new content. So it's really just one specialist per season, huh? I really thought they would be going for 2. I think that's where they were taking longer, but I guess not. They say new locations, S, so probably getting more than one map, which is very good. We know that this release is later than anticipated for many of you who purchased the 1 year pass, me, as part of the Golden Ultimate Editions, me. To acknowledge and thank you for your patience and continued support. I mean, I didn't have a choice. I couldn't get a refund. I didn't try, but I know a lot of people did and they couldn't. It was too late. Those players will receive an exclusive bundle containing a specialist skin, weapon and vehicle skin, a melee weapon, and player card, all to be delivered in the next update. So you're getting McKay skin, K30, weapon skin, or is it like an universal weapon skin? I don't know. Magnum, the Bolt, a new takedown animation, a card, and a icon. I don't play McKay, so useless. I actually use the K30, so this could be good for me. I don't care about this. I don't care about this. This could be interesting, and this could be whatever. It's okay. Um, it's not a lot. It's not much, but then again, when you purchase the Ultimate Edition or the Gold Edition, all you got was basically some extra skins for your some specialists, not all of them. Because I know on Reddit people are like, well, you should give this skin to like everybody, but really, when you pre-ordered, you got a special skin for Casper, you got a special skin for Angel, and I forgot who else. A bunch of like other people, but that's it. You got like a new takedown. You got some new skins for like the some vehicles, only some vehicles, not all vehicles, and you got some new skins for the for some of the guns, right? And that's it. It's like it's on par with what we got for buying the gold edition or the ultimate edition and pre-ordering and all that stuff. It's on par with that. I wanted more, but at the same time, they're gonna piss off the players who didn't buy this, so whatever. We'll continue to keep you informed of future updates via the Battlefield.com Twitter account. You can also follow along with our tracking of known issues and game changes that we're able to make in real time on our Battlefield forums or committed to and focused on. Ensuring Battlefield 2042 lives up to our ambitions and your expectations, a task we're dedicated to accomplishing. So, okay, that's cool. So, again, this has me worried. You know, this has me worried because they're saying all these things, and in a year and a half, or whenever like season 4 ends, because you know they promised seasons, so season 4 ends, they're gonna like completely cut access to Battlefield 2042. It's gonna be a done deal. We're moving on to Battlefield 6. We don't want to hear about Battlefield 2042 anymore, like they did with Battlefield 5, right? So it's like, yeah, guys, we're gonna get this done. We're excited for it. We're gonna work our asses off, and like they're already planning the next game in the meantime. Like this is a failure, guys. Give them throw them some crumbs. Let's get it over with, and then let's bring Battlefield 6, and hopefully that will do better. Which it did, you know, it kind of like killed my confidence in DICE. This whole release, and you know the way Battlefield 5 ended, and so on and so forth. So I don't know what to say. Again, it's summer. It's far. For season 1, it's far. It's damn. Anyways, stay positive. Play something else. There's a bunch of good games coming out this month, so you know, play those, and eventually, maybe, who knows, maybe they're gonna have like a major breakthrough and give us something like the Pacific or some of the updates for Battlefront 2, and that'll make the game really good. I really hope they rework the maps. That'll be my biggest issue, and give me a scoreboard as soon as possible. And that's it for me. That was my rambling. Thank you for watching. I'll see you. Peace.